baby bus!
Let's go, Sheriff Labrador!
A mysterious monster at the amusement park.
Boys and girls, tomorrow is my day off. I'd like to treat everyone to a trip to the amusement park together. What do you say?
In the classroom, Sheriff Labrador extended an invitation to the students and looked at them expectantly. Upon hearing about the amusement park, to Sheriff Labrador's surprise, the kids violently shook their heads from side to side in disapproval, and their eyes lit up with horror.
No, I don't want to go to the amusement park. I'm afraid of the big monster.
Yes, I'm scared too.
It's terrifying.
I don't want to go either.
Big monster?
Yep, I saw it with my own eyes just last night. I saw a super big monster at the amusement park.
Doodle Bear spoke while continuously gesturing, his eyes wide as saucers.
The monster was huge. It's as big as a dinosaur.
He's right. The monster will eat us.
Okay. Calm down now, kids. I think someone has been tricking everyone by pretending to be a monster.
A beam of piercing flashed behind Sheriff Labrador's dark, round eyes.
I'd like to know who's behind it.
At night, the amusement park was bustling with activity. Under the colorful neon lights, animals were laughing and cheering.
Woohoo! The pirate ship ride is awesome! Yeah!
This slide is so much fun to play on. Woo!
Amidst all of the hubbub and activity, no one noticed that something huge was approaching silently.
Big monster!
All of the young animals followed the scream, looking in that direction, and saw a huge black monster as big as a dinosaur bounding towards them, with two sharp horns on its head.
It's the big monster!
Help!
The little animals scattered in fear. And at that very moment, under the flashing neon lights, a figure with a pair of bright black eyes in a cool police uniform emerged and charged at the monster. It was
Sheriff Labrador? Oh, rats! What is he doing here?
the monster, who had just been very aggressive, immediately turned around and ran away when he saw Sheriff Labrador.
Stop right there! Stop!
The monster fled so quickly. It was as if it were traveling on a skateboard, and then, in an instant, it disappeared into the bushes. Sheriff Labrador looked around with a piercing gleam in his eyes.
How did such a big monster disappear into thin air?
Then, he noticed that there was merely a trail of small, shallow footprints along the ground leading into the bushes.
Small, shallow footprints? That's weird. That thing was clearly as big as a dinosaur, so it should be very heavy and leave very deep footprints. But this trail of footprints is small and shallow? Could it be?
As Sheriff Labrador was analyzing the situation, a small mole wearing a hoodie popped out of the bushes. The mole had two large dark circles under his eyes.
Oh my God! Sheriff Labrador! Just now that monster almost devoured me! It freaked me out!
Moly Mole kept tapping his chest and looked horror-struck.
Oh, that monster's heading for the park entrance! You gotta hurry after him!
But Sheriff Labrador stood still, looking Moly Mole up and down.
Sheriff Labrador, why are you staring at me? You should chase the monster.
Moly Mole glanced furtively at Sheriff Labrador, revealing a hint of tension in his eyes.
Why are you covered in sweat on such a cold night, Moly Mole?
I was terrified by the monster. I'm afraid of my own shadow.
Moly Mole's eyes darted back and forth.
Oh, really? You're sweating because you were just running around disguised as a monster.
Huh? Stop joking around, Sheriff Labrador. That monster was the size of a dinosaur. Look at me. I'm so tiny, no bigger than the monster's head.
Well, that monster does look really big on the outside. But why are the footprints of such a big monster so shallow and small?
At Sheriff Labrador's words, Moly Mole immediately looked down at his feet and retracted them in horror.
You can drop the act, Moly Mole. Your feet are the same size as the small footprints left by the monster. You're the one who disguised himself as the monster using an inflatable costume. You were in a hurry to get away, so the inflatable costume must be hidden in the bushes.
Sheriff Labrador pointed to the bushes behind Moly Mole, where a barely noticeable piece of black rubber was exposed.
I'm out of here!
Moly Mole moved nimbly through the amusement park, from the pirate ship to the carousel, and finally into a long slide.
Moly Mole, stop right there!
I know this amusement park like the back of my hand! You're not going to catch me! Toodles, Sheriff Labrador!
Whoosh! With one swift motion, Moly Mole went down the slide. Suddenly,
Oi there!
the drawstring on Moly Mole's hoodie got caught between the cracks on either side of the slide and tightened around his neck. His whole body hung on the slope of the slide, where he was kicking his little legs back and forth. Sheriff Labrador immediately climbed up the slide and cut the drawstring.
Got it!
Then Moly Mole dropped to the ground with a thud, his face purple from lack of oxygen.
That was awful! I almost died.
Moly Mole, it's dangerous to play on a slide wearing clothing that has a drawstring. Now tell me why you disguised yourself as a monster to scare all these poor young animals.
I didn't want to do it, but I had to. My home is right next to the amusement park. Recently, the park is open at night, and the noise from the children keeps me awake every night. Look at these dark circles under my eyes.
As Moly Mole spoke, he burst into tears. Sheriff Labrador, patting him on the shoulder, said,
All right, I see, Moly Mole. Don't cry. I'll contact the park staff immediately and help you sort it out.
Really?
Well, if you have this kind of problem again, you can ask the police for help instead of taking this sort of wrong approach.
Thank you, Sheriff Labrador. I'm so touched.
But you disguised yourself as a monster using an inflatable costume and created chaos at the amusement park. Based on the facts, you're suspected of causing a public disturbance and provoking trouble. Please come to the police station with me.
Huh? Oh, no!
Mini episode on safety. Woof!
Doodle Bear! You know what? Mr. Moly Mole was the one who disguised himself as the big monster at the museum park. Yeah, I heard. Now we don't have to be scared. Let's go play on the slide. No, Doodle Bear. You shouldn't do that unless you go back and change your clothes. Huh? Why? This is my favorite outfit. Because it has a drawstring. That makes it dangerous for you to wear when playing on the slide.
Doodle Bear, Gray Bunny's right. Time to learn safety with Sheriff Labrador. Playing on slides is a lot of fun, but it is very dangerous for young children to play on the slide wearing clothing with hoods and drawstrings. The drawstrings and hoods can get stuck in the slide and choke you or even endanger your life.